Lando Norris, the reigning world champion, just admitted Ferrari might already have the best car on the grid. And that was before Austria. Think about what that means. Hamilton wins Barcelona, cuts Antonelli's championship lead from 66 points down to 41. Ferrari's engine chief is already sitting on an upgrade worth roughly 30 horsepower. And the reigning champion's own team principal just publicly called Ferrari the fastest chassis in Formula One. This is not just a feel-good story about Lewis finally getting his win. This is a threat warning, and Austria is 8 days away. Here's the one question this video is going to answer. If Ferrari's chassis is already the best on the grid, and their biggest engine upgrade of the season hasn't even arrived yet, what does that actually do to this title fight from here? Stay with me, because the answer is more alarming than most people realize. What Lando actually said, and why it matters more than the win. After Barcelona, Norris stood on that podium. All three Brits up there. First time since 1968, he said. And he paid Hamilton the respect. He called it pretty cool. He said it was special. But then he said this: I hope he's not this fast the whole season, because it would be nice if we could battle a bit more. That is not a compliment. That is the reigning world champion telling you he doesn't have an answer right now. And it wasn't just Norris. His team principal, Andrea Stella, McLaren team principal, went further. He told the media directly that Ferrari at the moment is the car with the best chassis. Not competitive, not improved, the best. Stella broke it down by sector. Ferrari is fastest in medium-speed corners, the part of the circuit that rewards aerodynamic balance and tyre management. McLaren, he admitted, is struggling with grip in medium and low speed. They need more aerodynamic load. So the reigning champion's own team principal is telling you Ferrari has the better car. And remember, this is while Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes rookie and 2026 championship leader, still sits 41 points clear at the top of the drivers' standings. Mercedes leads both championships. Ferrari hasn't taken the lead yet, but the upgrade coming to Austria could change the conversation completely. If you want to know exactly how this plays out when Austria starts on June 28th, subscribe right now. Tomorrow, I'm breaking down what Hamilton needs to do at the Red Bull Ring to close that 41-point gap to Antonelli. Now, here is what nobody is saying yet. The FIA document that changed everything. There is a confidential FIA report that leaked during Monaco weekend, and the paddock has not stopped talking about it since. It's called the ADUO, the Additional Development and Upgrade Opportunities Analysis. The FIA, Formula One's governing body, confidentially measures every engine on the grid, ranks them by power output, and based on how far behind the benchmark you are, hands you extra upgrade tokens for the season. Here's what the leaked data showed. Red Bull's engine? The FIA called it the benchmark, best power unit in the field, which means Red Bull is locked out. No additional engine upgrades for the rest of 2026. Red Bull didn't even see that coming. Mercedes? Slightly behind, just over 2% power deficit. One extra upgrade allowed this year. Ferrari? 4 to 6% behind the benchmark, the maximum deficit on the entire grid. That earns them 2 extra upgrades this season and 2 more in 2027. Ferrari were actually frustrated by this system when it was announced. They opposed the new power ratio regulations that make the internal combustion engine more important again, because the more ICE performance matters, the harder it is to close gaps with development tokens alone. But their engine chief has a plan anyway. But that was just the start. 30 horsepower, 2 shots, 1 window Ferrari cannot afford to waste. Here is where this gets real. Ferrari's engine chief, Enrico Gualtieri, Ferrari Power Unit Director, already has the roadmap mapped. 2 steps, 2 engines, 2 upgrade slots. Step 1. Austria, June 28th. Ferrari deploys their 3rd engine of the season and uses their first ADUO token. Step 2. Monza, September 6th. Hung race, 4th engine, 2nd ADUO slot. Combined expected gain, around 30 horsepower. And because Ferrari's ADUO status gives them underdog-level access to internal component changes, these aren't cosmetic tweaks, they're going deep inside the power unit. Now, 3 scenarios for what this means for Hamilton's title fight. Scenario 1. The Austria upgrade lands as planned. Hamilton starts converting qualifying pace into wins consistently. Ferrari enters the second half of the season with both the best chassis and a closing power deficit. Antonelli's 41-point lead starts looking fragile. In that world, this becomes a genuine 3-way title fight. Hamilton, Russell, and Antonelli all within striking distance into the final stretch. Scenario 2. The chassis advantage is real, but the power gap still hurts on the high-speed tracks. Austria, Belgium, Spa. Ferrari wins when circuits suit them, but bleeds points on straights. Antonelli protects his lead. Hamilton stays in the fight, but never quite closes the gap fast enough. Scenario 3, and this is the dangerous one. The new power ratio regulations mean Ferrari gains 30 horsepower, but so do their rivals under their own development cycles. The gap doesn't close as much as hoped. Antonelli and Mercedes stay ahead. Ferrari wins races, but the championship math never fully adds up. This is what Norris is watching. This is why Barcelona wasn't just a race result, it was a signal. Austria in 8 days, and Lewis has already done the hard part. Here's what we know right now. Ferrari has the best chassis in Formula 1. That's not fan opinion, that's Andrea Stella's own words. Hamilton proved at Barcelona he can execute a full race weekend at this level, qualifying 0.064 seconds off pole against George Russell, managing his tyres in 52-degree track heat, taking the win clean. The Barcelona upgrade package was enormous. Revised front wing, reshaped side pods, a completely redesigned floor from the leading edge to the diffuser exit, the aerodynamic tunnel under the car that generates downforce and stability, and new BBS Japan wheels with internal ventilation channels that keep rear tyres from overheating at extreme temperatures. That was the chassis side. Austria brings the engine side, and the question nobody can answer yet, not Norris, not Stella, not the engineers in Maranello, is what happens when you put the best chassis in F1 on top of an engine that just got 30 horsepower added to it. Antonelli is 41 points ahead. Mercedes leads the constructors. But for the first time this season, Ferrari looks like they have a plan that goes all the way to Monza. Leave me a comment. Can Hamilton close a 41-point gap by the summer break? Or is Antonelli's lead too big to chase? If this gave you a new angle on what Ferrari is actually building towards this season, you'll want to be here tomorrow. I'm covering exactly what Hamilton needs to do at the Austrian Grand Prix to turn Barcelona's momentum into real championship points. That video drops tomorrow. Don't miss it.